Mercedes-Benz S-Class Pros. The best luxury sedan on sale in India. Period. Truly next-level technology, it's visible everywhere. More driver-focused than previous generations, owners will be happy to drive themselves. Cabin is incredibly opulent and comfy. It's quite the royal experience. Powerful and punchy engines on offer. Marvelous air suspension offers a plush ride and excellent road manners. Loaded to the gills with technology, equipment and gizmos. 5-star safety kit and radar-based systems. Among the safest cars ever built. Mercedes-Benz S-Class cons. IMO, it's lost some of the classiness and charm as compared to the 222 outside and inside. Pricing even for CKDS is going to be noticeably higher than the outgoing generation. Cost of ownership is only for the money, no object personalities. Technology overload and lack of buttons means it's going to glitch out sometimes. Be prepared for it. Many of the features we see on this launch edition will be removed in the CKDS. Large 20 wheels with low-profile tires are easy to damage. R18 wheels will be better suited to India. Usable boot space is limited, no wheel well for the spare tire. Reliability concerns over the air suspension, and the car's very complex electronics. The best car in the world is what Mercedes calls the S-Class, and in some ways, it truly is. The S-Class over the generations has been known to bring many a world's first in terms of technology, which then trickles down into the more mass-market vehicles. It is the top-of-the-line offering from Mercedes, and one can clearly see it, because the S-Class feels like it's built differently from any other Mercedes. Most of the materials used seem to be a notch above, and even if one sees a 10-year-old S-Class, it seems to age and wear a lot slower than other vehicles. What we have now is the 223, probably more of a quantum leap from the 222 than the 220 was from the 140 in terms of a design change, the way it drives, and the technology which has been developed for it. The 223 feels like it has gone all digital, from something which was somewhat analog where it needed to be. With fewer buttons than ever, and a huge controversial Tesla-esque touchscreen, it remains to be seen how the S-Class audience takes to it. Like many other Mercedes vehicles of late, it seems targeted at a younger audience unlike any previous gen, with its modernity and a more involving drive. Not much else really needs to be said about the S-Class, and while it's a big change, it still does stick to the S-Class ethos, which is to pamper and cosset its passengers, while disconnecting them from the outside world. The new S is a large departure from the previous gens in terms of looks. It's now got many more angles and cuts, and the grille covers a larger area too. This launch edition comes with AMG-style bumpers and wheels, and it sure looks the part head-on. The S looks mean, with the angular headlights and large air vents. The big grille does take some getting used to. New style daytime running lights can be seen here too, like in the E-Class facelift, and upcoming C-Class. Do note, that little silver trim, which you may notice missing on the lower bumper, was not our doing. The side profile is where it kind of continues the same silhouette as the earlier S-Class. It hides the huge length of the vehicle with its good proportions. The multi-spoke wheels sure look sporty once one gets used to seeing the S. It does look pleasing from all angles. The tail light shape have been compared to Korean cars by many, and justifiably so, but that too is just a matter of getting used to. In this pic, one can see the retractable door handles in the out position. Normally, these handles go in and out automatically, but they gave us a scare. While stepping out of the car to take these pics, I took the key out luckily, and the car kind of locked itself with the handles unresponsive. It wasn't unlocking with the remote key either. The only solution was to put the physical key behind the handles and unlock it on the passenger side. FYI. G2 also faced a glitch with the handles where they wouldn't pop out at all. Once one gets used to seeing the S, it does look pleasing from all angles. The tail light shape have been compared to Korean cars by many, and justifiably so, but that too is just a matter of getting used to. In this pic, one can see the retractable door handles in the out position. Normally, these handles go in and out automatically, but they gave us a scare. While stepping out of the car to take these pics, I took the key out luckily, and the car kind of locked itself with the handles unresponsive. It wasn't unlocking with the remote key either. The only solution was to put the physical key behind the handles and unlock it on the passenger side FYI. G2 also faced a glitch with the handles where they wouldn't pop out at all. The rear, which fits in with the newer Mercedes family look, is very different with the longer plus flatter tail lights. Not much really which stands out at the rear. The multi-beam LED headlights are a work of art, just so many details, it's astounding. Also, there are so many beams that it is capable of writing text on the road in front of the car. Headlight performance was excellent, as expected, and made night driving a breeze. All else may change, but the star on the bonnet remains. Notice the blocked part of the grille below, behind which lie the radar and various other sensors. The classy and sporty multi-spoke 20 wheels, which again are part of the AMG style package on the launch edition. While they look awesome, they are very easy to damage. The design is very similar to a set of wheels offered optionally on the 222. Closer look at the tail lights with loads of LEDs inside too. It certainly looks more pleasing when the lighting elements are lit up. A parting shot of this 400D launch edition. The spaceship interior is really futuristic and unlike any other Mercedes on offer. All of the styling, especially the large tilde 13 vertical touchscreen, is striking. It certainly looks and feels great. A view of the cockpit area, with the new shape steering wheel. The sleek paddles, and even the stalks behind feel solid. Touch scrollers on the steering were not great to use, and I had to slide my fingers multiple times till the intended result happened. This was a disappointment. JP gave the split seats, which Mercedes is probably saving for the Maybach models. Loads of tech at the rear too, with the two touch screens behind each front seat, and a removable tablet between the seats which controls a multitude of things. Somehow, me and G2 both felt that the legroom is lesser than in the 222. Another look at the rear seat. Both the rear seats have footrests, which pop up and when fully reclined with the passenger seat moved in front, mind you, are super plush. The regular S has Maybach levels of comfort. I cannot imagine how the actual Maybach is going to raise the bar. Controls for the main seat in the S-Class, with shortcut buttons to various positions. The ambient lighting on this has been taken to the next level by Mercedes, with multicolor themes, various different combinations and functions. It's worth noting that, even though it may seem overdone, the ambient lighting isn't gaudy at all. Somehow, Mercedes has managed a lot of colors, yet kept it classy. The rear AC controls are also touch buttons, but quite simple after the front. An amateur photo taken from the back seat shows how spaceship-like the interiors are. If you look closely at the monitors, rear passengers can view data such as how much accelerator/brake input is being applied by the driver, and also other driving data which normally is reserved for the front screen. No better car to go home in, after signing a couple of crores worth of deals. High-speed stability is very confidence-inspiring, and the comfort levels are top-notch. It is here that one can really enjoy driving the S-Class with the large power and torque reserves, and the more driver-focused steering setup, one actually can enjoy hustling the S-Class around. The ARM 656 engine, when given the beans, emits a pleasing growl and rev VS to the redline without any strain. The 9G transmission is quick to react and shift at the same time. The rear wheel steering turns the rear wheels in the same direction as the front, and changing lanes or taking turns has a different feeling altogether. It is effortless. While with earlier S-Classes, one would only want to cruise, with this 400D, I found myself pushing it a fair bit and enjoying it. Grip levels with the all-wheel drive 4MATIC system are surprisingly good, and the car never managed to lose its composure no matter what I threw at it. Also, doing 0 to 100 km/h runs is a lot of fun because it just puts the 700 Nm down without any drama. I also do need to mention that the brakes are strong enough to bring the S-Class down to a stop from whatever silly speeds the drivetrain manages to get it to. The radar-based cruise control, lane assist, blind spot assist and auto braking functions are carried over from the previous gen car. I did use the adaptive cruise control for a while on my highway drive, and it was a very pleasant experience. The feature is certainly something one can use on well-marked expressways or highways, and it takes some of the effort out of longer drives. It's still a bit unnerving, waiting for the S to brake when the car in front slows down, and while it reacts a tad millisecond later than a human would, it does so smoothly and without drama. One does need to keep an eye open though, since our roads are far too unpredictable. The story is similar with the steering assist. Sometimes, it turns into corners a bit late, more due to bad road markings, and once or twice, I felt it was going to hit the crash rail, but it turned just in time. I guess it's a matter of trusting the systems more. For the city though, it's best to keep the assists off, since the car slams the brakes when it detects an imminent collision. It's designed to perform on the conservative side, more Europe than India, and that can lead to one being rear-ended. Now the most important part: rear seat comfort. The rear seat, like previous S-classes, is the place to be. And it is the place where owners will spend most of their time. Apart from all the massages, cooling, entertainment and info available, the basic comfort of the seat is astoundingly good. There is an overload of screens and different ways to control different functions. The ride quality is even better at the back, and there is zero engine noise. The insulation is noteworthy. Be it bumpy roads at city speeds, or highway speeds with an enthusiastic driver, the rear is stable and comfortable. The S-Class is built for the open road. It munches miles like a boss. 20 rims are silly and impractical in India. We ended up with a damaged tire in Lonavala. The jack had been used on our new test car, so clearly, the tires had been damaged earlier too.